I don't think that I'm being that selfish right now. You said yourself you'd be breaking every vow. I can understand you're tired of this town, and I'm not saying that we have to settle down now. Just remember this: we could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Stardust, stardust. I'm the lazy one, so I guess I should have known. You said yourself you wanna do this alone. What if your dreams are making it hard to think straight? If you still love me, I can wait, I can wait. And remember this: we could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Supposed to go, maybe I'm just too slow. We should just lean together. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. Out there looking for someone like you.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly.
baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. You can. Baby, let your head down. Be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off. You don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down. Be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off. Don't hide it. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.
What's up, guys? Welcome to today's class. Super excited to have you guys here with me. Just so you know, just logging in, I'm actually seeing, thanks Holly, I appreciate that. I'm seeing that, for some reason I can't see your faces on the social, but I am seeing some of you guys logging in, so that's a good sign. Also, it seems a little low on Facebook numbers, not really sure. I think there's just some weird social things this morning, but there are people on here, so I'm super excited to see all of you guys. If you could do me a favor, just hit that share button, share this classroom with anybody that you can. Also, if you guys want to shoot me a text message, I'm going to start shooting out those texts before I go live so that you guys know, because sometimes social media doesn't let you know that I'm going live. So make sure that you send me a text, just 215-608-2612, and just say hello, and that'll get the whole thing going, and I can send you guys a text before I go live. And if anything else is going on, I'll send you that as well. And I'll make sure that I send out a text to you guys today with the app as well. So you can download the FSE Now app to make sure that you guys are kind of on board and you can see all of the classes that are coming up. I'm live pretty much on these channels every single day, Monday through Friday at around 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you guys can kind of stay with me and we can learn together. Be super fun. All right, Lucy, what's up? I had a text saying you were going live on Facebook. Sweet. That's good news. That's what we want. All right, I'm gonna move that over there. I'm gonna put this right here. All right, cool. What else we got here? All right, good to see you. Watching your work. You are such a great instructor. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys. Can you do a shaggy mullet man haircut? One of these days I will do that for sure. That's something that, you know, it's fun to do. I like mullets a lot. They're not the most popular thing on the internet, but I will do that for sure. Adrian, good to see ya. Let's see what else we got here. All right, guys. Perfect. All right, so thanks so much. So here's the deal. If you guys have a question, you guys know the drill. Let me make this go away. If you have a question, type Q and put in your question in the chat. So just put a Q and then put your question. Also, if you are new to this show, type new in the chat. I love seeing who's new and who's not. If you're an OG, you've been watching this show, we do this every single week since March. So if you've been watching me since then, type OG in the chat, or at least in the last 3 months. If you've watched multiple classes, you're in that club as well. And so let me know in the chat. And if you could do me a favor, if you have watched multiple classes, you guys know the drill. If somebody asks where to get a TriRazor, you guys can post in the comments the website. That would be great. So just look out for the newbies in the room and let them know where they can go to pick up everything. Everything that I use in these classes, you can purchase on Shop FSE, which is our online store. So if you guys are looking for combs, clips, TriRazor, scissors, all the different things that I use to create these looks, you guys can purchase them at Shop FSE. So if somebody asks in the chat, because they're not going to see this, they're going to jump in later, just let them know where they can go to pick everything up. All right, so let's see where we're at here. Pretty much got everything else. A lot of OGs today. Good to see you guys. And some newbies. Good. Newly minted, that's right, OG. Yeah, see right here, so next to the name, there's usually your profile picture, and I don't know why I can't see anybody's profile picture today. I'm sure it's a good old eCam issue, which tends to happen often. I received a friend request from you. That is not me. So those of you guys out there, I've been trying to put this out as much as possible. I've complained to Facebook. Somebody is being me on the internet. They created their own account using my picture, my profile picture, my name. They even repost my videos. And then they're asking people to send them their credit card information and saying that they won $1,000. That is not me. I'm not giving away $1,000. Just giving away education, guys. No money at this time. So if you get a friend request from me, that's not a thing. I can't friend request people on my Facebook page because it's just a business page. So so just be careful. I guess that's just stuff that happens. People take advantage of other people. So Ben, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm from your dreams. Matt Beck, thank you guys. All right, cool. Yeah, wow, for sure. So, all right, guys, cool. So that's about it. So today, what we're going to be focusing on is cutting, texturizing hair. But I'm going to do a haircut while I do that. I'm going to use the TriRazor, which is my new razor tool that it's patent pending. We came out with it around November, worked on it all through the pandemic to launch it and get it to come to life. And now it's here, cutting hair with it, having a lot of fun with it. So it has it's a three-sided razor. Let me actually pop over to this camera here. So it's a three-sided razor. See if it'll focus in. So it has 100% cutting side, a 25% texture side, and a 50% texture side. So you can cut 3 different types of texture with this tool. We're gonna work through a haircut with it, and I'm gonna do it on dry hair. I know you guys, some of you guys out there, razor cutting dry hair, but there's a couple things that I'm gonna do. First off, I prep the hair to make sure it's nice and smooth. Now, depending on the texture of the hair, might change my mind on that. This, I've smoothed it out, prepped it, used products. It's got a nice shine to it, so it's nice and smooth, so this razor will glide through it really easy. I'm also gonna do a lot of technique that really just allows me to sculpt a haircut into this, and then I'm gonna do some texturizing techniques at the end with scissors and different things to get the finished look. It's gonna be kind of a short shag feel, extra short, so this is more of a layered haircut that we did previously. Now I'm gonna take this even shorter. We're gonna go probably about this length and add a ton of layering in there. So that's the plan today. Tools that we're gonna use, again, TriRazor. I'm gonna use my Mizutani Puffin scissors, and then also some texturizing scissors as well, that we will be going through the haircut to finish it off. All right, what about doing a video when somebody has really damaged hair from leaving a perm on too long? Lucy, I'm gonna say that happened to you. That's a very, very direct question. I think, so yes, maybe I could do a video like that, but I think just, you gotta figure out, there'd be so much randomness to that video. So let's say you get a perm, it was left on too long, and you need a haircut. That's gonna be different with every person. So depending on where your hair is damaged, how long your hair is, all of that, it's going to change. My goal is always, when I look at a client's hair, I look at where do the ends start to feel like rougher than the mid shaft, right? So I feel down the hair shaft, and then right around here is where I can start to feel that the hair needs to be cleaned up. So if I take this haircut to this point here, it's gonna be the healthiest, right? It's gonna be the cleanest looking. So it really just depends on the person's hair. You gotta feel through it, and then you can base your haircut on that. And then it could be any type of haircut. So also, some of you guys that are saying you want this razor, awesome, excited about that. We do ship worldwide. So if you go to our online store, you can purchase it. It's $44.95. It comes with 3 blades inside and then a pack of 5. You can buy additional packs of razors on our website as well. But yeah, it's ready to ship, ready to go. So just go to Shop FSE and pick it up. All right, cool. So here we go. Let's get into the haircut. So a couple different combs that I like to use. The first one is this. I think it's Bowie. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. The 105 comb. This comb we did have on our website. I think it's sold out right now. And then the Sessabon comb as well. These 2 combs, one loose teeth, one tight teeth. That's usually what I roll with. So with cutting texture, a lot of times I'm going to go with a looser tooth comb. So I'm going to go with the 105 comb here. You could also get the YS Park 332 comb. That's a great comb with wide teeth as well. Kind of has a similar feel to it. So let's section off the hair. And when I'm cutting dry, I don't do as many sections. So some of you guys that have followed me for a while, I like to section quite a few sections in wet cutting. In dry cutting, I like to just kind of section where I'm cutting at that moment. And then I'll, as I work through the head, I'll resection and move the hair around a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight down the center back. Zoom in a little bit here. And then I just want to real quick load this card in. So here's a little fun fact for you guys. While I do this, I'll tell you. All of these classes I film, and I'm really just doing them live to answer your questions. So if you guys have questions, please post them. But I'm recording them to create a smaller, shorter tutorial video. So really I just need to make sure I have a card in here. There's always a step I forget. So I'm going to put a card in and I'm going to record it while I teach it, and then we'll cut it up later. I'd love to learn how to cut curly and wavy hair. Leslie, that's great. We will definitely have those classes coming up real soon. Just got all of the curly head mannequins in. And I'm also looking for some wavier hair models as well, because they don't make mannequins with good wavy hair. I bought the TriRazor and use it all the time. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kathy. Appreciate that. Can you order from South Africa? Absolutely. Yep. All right. So it's almost formatted. There we go. Okay. Now we're recording. All right. Back to the head. Okay. So I comb the hair down. Now I'm going to work on sectioning. I'm going to go straight down, center back. So just like this. Separate the two sides, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the hair over. You can see that I've smoothed out the hair. And I'm just going to work a diagonal forward line towards the ear. So I went a little bit above occipital bone, and then I work diagonal forward behind the ear. And I'm going to slide a clip up underneath, like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, just like that. So creating kind of an A line in the back, low crown area, so you can see right there. So now this is where I'm going to start working and kind of pinching the hair and working through it using the TriRazor. Now I'm going to spray. This is a detangling spray, but I love it for working through this haircut, especially when you're going to do a little bit of razor cutting dry. I don't want to wet the hair, but I don't want it perfectly dry either. So this boomerang spray from Paul Mitchell, this is great for working through haircuts, restyling hair. So I'll just do a slight spray on the hair, and then that kind of gives me a little extra condition over top of it. So I spray that in, and now I'm going to work and just grab some pieces here, and I'm just going to start pinching and working with the TriRazor. Let me move to this side. That. I'll zoom in a little bit. And this is what I love about working with the razor, because with scissors, you got to elevate the hair, you got to kind of lift it and guess where it's going to be. And obviously, most of us know how to do that, but it's definitely a skill that you have to a lot of people are like, well, where do I get my guide? How do I know how long it's going to be? So if you're that kind of person, using a razor is a great tool. See how easy that glides through the hair? It's got a really, really nice, sharp, firm blade into it. So you can see how soft that starts to fall. And now I can just work. And I'm basically drawing my lines in. So I go a little closer to the head, and then I start working the hair out. So now I'm starting to get that kind of shag effect on the hair. And I'll do the same thing here, just using kind of the edge of the TriRazor through it. And now, again, if you start to feel any tugging on the hair or the dry hair is reacting a little bit weird, all you got to do is spray like a detangling spray in or a conditioning spray. And that's going to allow the hair to just have a softer feel. So it's still dry, so I'm still getting the same effect. But it glides a little bit easier. So I'm still seeing the hair dry, which is what I want, but at the same time being able to glide through it. So here we go. So I'll go a little bit long, and then I'll pinch and start to cut. So pinch and cut through it. There we go. Same thing here. So just grabbing, pinching the hair in my hands, and surface cutting, just sliding along the surface, not going too deep into the hair. Now pinch, clean up the edge. So see how soft that looks and kind of works? Then you can always go in, texturize it a little bit if you want to. I'll go in 25 texture side here because I just want to take this a little bit deeper, and I want to make sure I'm not going to cut all the way through the hair. So right there. All right, so now we've got that length. So now I'll drop down this section here. Such a time saver, but all of our training we did not need it anymore. No, you definitely still need training, guys. This is not, I wouldn't recommend just somebody going in and hacking away at somebody's hair like this. You got to understand what you're doing as well. So this, to me, you got to understand even a little bit more than holding the hair. And you still need that training because you got to understand what you're going to do with the hair once it's done, because this isn't finished when I get done with it. So here, surface, cut through, and this is also only a texturized haircut. This is not a precision haircut, and there's always going to be a place for precision cutting. But I love texture so much. It's a lot of a part of what I do in hair cutting. So that's why I enjoy these looks a lot. You can see, nice and soft. Back out a little bit. Would you do different types of fringe? Yeah, for sure. Jason, thanks. You got my back. I appreciate that. Yep, you can pick it up at Shop FSE. So now go here, hold the hair, and again, just pinching and drawing my line. So I'm not shoving the razor into the hair, I'm gliding over the top. And I really want to start to see the shape unfolding, right? So as I'm cutting, so a little detangling spray here. As I'm cutting, I want this shape to bevel in, kind of go in towards the head, and then get softer around the edges. So that's what I'm going to do. So I spray that spray in, and then right where I want that to start beveling is where I'm going to start working on the surface of the hair and sliding through it. So now, as I comb it down, it starts to bevel in a little bit. We're going to do the same thing here, spin it. And this is what I really love because I'll leave a little disconnect through this. So I'll let some of this stay longer. Bevel this stuff in a little bit. And then, let's say my client wants to wear her hair off of her face a little bit, right? So as we go here, this hair is going to kind of come back like this. She's going to wear it off of her face. So I can easily just kind of come in here and soften that hair that's going to come back. If I were to cut this with scissors, I'd need to bring it all up here into the front, point cut into it, and then it would lay and come back soft. With a razor, you can kind of allow it to live. So now I'm going to take some of this. I still want my disconnected piece, my longer piece. So I can go like that, leave that disconnected piece, come back here, and then I could even go 50% texture, like this, work through it, and now it's going to start to fall nice and light. And I'm just softly going through it, guys. Again, you're not attacking the hair. It's a subtle feel with that razor. So here, so you can see how it starts to bevel in and then get a little bit longer towards the outside. Now I'm going to work through the opposite side here. All right, so here we go. Grab this hair, and again, just surface cutting. You can see how it bevels in. It's nice and soft. It's basically like point cutting lines, but not having to lift the hair up. I'll hold the hair out. And I'm looking, where do I want that line to be? So I just start surface cutting. Working that through. All right, a little bit more detangling spray. Again, this is just softening the cuticle, but still keeping the hair so visually I'm seeing it dry. And then again, I want that disconnect in the front. So as I start bringing this hair back, I'm going to softly work into it so it bevels, but I want to keep that disconnected in the front. All right. So now I comb the hair back, and again, I want to keep that disconnection, but I want to soften the layers on top, so let that disconnect fall out, and then just work some of that hair to soften it so when it comes back off of the face, it still lays nice and soft. Keep some of that disconnect. And those I won't keep that long, but just visually now I want to keep them there so that I can cut into them later. All right, so now we're going to work into our fringe. Obviously, these are not the same length. These are disconnections. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm going to cut into those later. Visually, I'll see it when I get the fringe done and kind of see what I want to do with it. So here, this is again how a curtain fringe becomes pretty simple to cut here. So I come through and I just swipe and get longer towards the outside. A little bit of elevation, a little more back and forth with the razor, and it starts to get nice and soft. Now, if I start to see some weight building up, then I come in here and I just tap that weight, a little heavier or wider surface cut, which is going to soften that weight line. Here's the thing with razor cutting, guys. The more I move this up and down, the softer, the more layered effect you're going to get. The quicker you move it, the more graduated effect you'll get, the more of a blunt line. So if you're looking to soften somebody's hair, and here, this is another good little trick. Come in here, take your 25% cutting side, go underneath the hair like this, and drag it through. And that keeps the top portion of this long, but softens the underneath. Just gives you a little bit softer effect. You can do that underneath the hair this way as well. So if you wanted to come through and grab the 25% texture and just slide through the bottom, that's going to give you a little more of that kind of underneath undercut effect to the layering. All right, so same thing here, working nice little curtain fringe over, soft touch with it. Then when I get here, a little heavier, up and down, but still soft as I push in. And I want to soften this surface of this as well. All right. Do the same thing on this side here. So now I love the way that side's looking. Now I want to match this side up. So I'm going to go here, surface, etch it out. Again, don't attack the hair. Come in here, and it'll just start to slim the shape up. These are great techniques. Like, think about it this way, guys. Like, I'm doing this whole haircut like this, but you could just do a little detail work at the end of your scissor cut. You don't have to do this exactly like I'm doing it. Obviously, I want to show you the capabilities of the tool, but you don't have to fully do a haircut with it. You don't even have to do it dry. Just dry allows you to do a little more of that surface cutting. There we go. And here's the deal, guys. If you share this video and like the video, I'm going to do a little TriRazor giveaway. How about that? Just spur of the moment. Just thought about it. I got one right here, brand new in the box. You can see right here. If you want to get one for sure, guaranteed, then obviously go get one on the website, Shop FSE. But we'll do a giveaway. And I also have another giveaway to tell you guys about, which I think I got a little thrown off because of all the other things, but I want to show you guys this real quick. Where is it? I have Minerva Beauty is giving away a ring light. And I'll talk about it more in our lives tomorrow as well. But Minerva Beauty is giving away a ring light. And the contest goes through March, I believe March 10th, something like that. So type share. Type if you shared the video. Type share in the comments. If you're, and if you like the video, type liked and shared in the comments. And at the end of this class, I'll give one of these away. And then I'll give you more details on the Minerva Beauty ring light giveaway as well. Now I'm going through, just working to cut some of this texture in a little bit more. Working these little pieces. So now, all right, you guys are awesome. All right, so we're going to use a couple things to add a little more texture throughout this cut. So this is like going just a little bit softer, so I'm going to use my texturizing scissor. This is a Mizutani Yuragi number 6. Oh, there we go. Yuragi 6. This is one of my favorite texturizing scissors. I'll show you guys my other one. This one takes about 20-30% of the hair out. But the deal is, for me, it glides through the hair really easy, and it takes it out in smaller bits. So you get a little more kind of scissored effect. So what I'm going to do is comb this hair down. And I'm going to start working my texturizing scissor through the hair just like this. So I got all that bulk out with the TriRazor, created kind of my overall shape, and now I'm going to go in and just do some detail work throughout. So using Yuragi 6 to do that. So you can see how we're kind of shattering that, giving it a really nice short shag effect. I want to do the same thing here, so I'm going to work through. Just a little bit to create some texture. Like seeing all you guys getting involved in the chat there. So again, going in at a diagonal. Comb this hair back because that's where it's going to live. And if I see any bulk in there, if I see any bulk in there, I'm going to come back through. Go out here. and just work where that hair starts to get a little bulky through it. All right, same thing in the fringe. We're just going to take a little bit, work this in through here, and then I'll cut and pull. Again, these are just techniques to soften. Same thing over here. And now I'm just going to do a little point cutting to soften a little bit more. So just creating texture. Point cutting can also help you put in just a little bit of lines throughout the cut. So I'll hold this up just like this. And then I'm just going to work in here and just point cut just a little bit. I'm not changing anything. So I'm just taking out some of the bulky areas of this haircut. You can see those layers, how they pop. Gina, you're very welcome. So see where these ends, so I can just go in, cut into them a little bit, because I know that's the length that I want them. And then I'll just soften through the edges. And that'll help it lay a little bit nicer. Here, bring the hair out, soften. And this is the Mizutani Puffin. It's a dry cutting scissor. Yes, the hair's in her face. We'll work on that. Now I'm going to take from the back here, just take some horizontal sections, lift that hair up, and I'm going to cut into it. So let me... So it's a horizontal section across the back. This is giving me some elevation. I'm going to bring the hair forward like this and start cutting into it, which is going to lighten up the hair that falls into the back. So I want to shorten some of these layers up. So right here, bring that hair forward, and I'll start cutting into it. This I'm going to take a little bit of length off of. So I'll go a little deeper with my horizontal section here. Bring that hair up, cut into it. I'm going to come across the top here. Do the same point cutting technique across. Cool. And then I'm going to work my perimeter line a little bit. Just work into it with the tip of my scissor. Grab this a little bit. There we go. Spinner. Now you could choose, if you wanted to, you could cut this blunt around the edge. If you wanted to have kind of a shattered, layered haircut and then a blunt edge, you could do that. For me, I'm going to keep it all shattered. Depending on your style, though. There we go. So then you just can kind of keep moving the hair around and just see what you like to do and add in some of these texturizing techniques like tease cutting, just going in, half closing the scissor, working little pieces through it. You can see that working through. So I just you move a little bit of hair out of the way, undercut a couple pieces. And it starts to become kind of its own, like it has depth, right? So for me, a lot of hair cutting kind of has it's so perfect that it doesn't really have that depth and movement into it. So when you start to look at a cut like this that has this fringe kind of moving over, then some depth underneath, and then these disconnected pieces that come over top. For me, that's kind of what it's all about. Trisha, I did not send a friend request. We did talk about this at the beginning. Somebody is trying to be me and get people to give them their bank account information. I don't know why. I really apologize. I've talked to Facebook multiple times. All you guys can do is just please report that account. Make sure it's not my account, though. But report that account so that if I offer you to give you $1,000, report me, okay? That'll be the deal, because I will never just be randomly asking people for their bank account information. So you can see how this is starting to come through. So I might part the hair a little bit, and then in here in the interior, just go in. I can also do it with the TriRazor. Jeannie, you're welcome. So right through here, let me zoom in, actually. Here we go. So right in here, you can texturize in. And this is just on the surface, just a little bit. Underneath, grab a little bit here, and just slide and cut. Create that separation, that depth in the haircut. Now I want to work this fringe just a little bit more. And this is like the biggest thing, guys. When you are cutting a fringe and you need it, like your clients need it to be nice and light. If it's not light, it's going to keep falling in their face, right? So softening these edges a little bit and just literally adding the smallest little touches to each little piece of the hair, that's the detail work you need to put in, because then your client will have an easier time when they go to style it. If you just pull this hair over, cut it blunt, they're going to have issues keeping it out of their face. So look like, as I haven't even put product in this yet, but look how light all this looks around the face. You can actually just, the tiniest bit of spray is going to hold that off, and you're kind of good to go at that point. So here, a little detail. Christos, we are, I'm going to do a demo with Ergo round brushes on Friday. So Friday is going to be my focus on finishing day. So if you want some more Ergo classes, and Ergo will be here once a month too on the channel. But yeah, if you want some more Ergo stuff, it'll be coming up on Fridays. So now Mondays, I'm going to do men's cutting. It'll either be me or somebody that I bring on. And then I'm going to do Tuesdays, I'm going to do haircuts like this. Wednesdays, Brian's doing color. Thursdays, Danielle's mixing it up. She's going to have like today, or this week, she's doing relaxers. Last week, she did fantasy color melts. You know, it's going to be all different styling probably. And then Fridays, I'll do finishing and style work. Just really some easy tips that are client-friendly and salon-friendly. So that's kind of going to be my goal with that. I think I want to cut into this fringe just a little bit more. Pop up some volume. So I'm going to grab just some pieces here. Right around the edges. I love having these layers around the face. Just pinching the hair, softly letting the TriRazor go over it. And I will get it out of her eyes, I promise. So then when I take that, I'll take my Paul Mitchell Neuro iron, and I'm just going to twist those little pieces just so they kind of come out just a little bit. So the calendar for the upcoming classes, ukulele, is actually, so there's going to be, if you go on our app, you can see all the upcoming for the week. But then there'll be a calendar built into the FSE Now app coming up soon. So, so be on the lookout for that. So you guys can see. Starting to finish the style up here a little bit. Glad you like it, Lynn. Appreciate that. What's awesome about this haircut, guys, is that we literally didn't This was not square, triangle, like, you know, it goes back to the basics, but we didn't have to discuss square, circle, triangle, square, all that, which is not a bad thing. And you need to know that stuff to be able to do these cuts. But I love cutting with the razor because I just can have the freedom to just create the shape visually. Look at it, cut it, manipulate the hair the way that I want it to. Jeannie, I'm glad you liked the Monday class. It was a lot of fun. I agree. You know what I want? I want a little spray wax. Should have some here. Yes. So this is a medium flexible hold spray wax, one of my favorite products. So spray that on the hair, and like you literally don't even have to, like, as long as you get it on the spot. So I'll spray it onto the spot, then you can kind of manipulate it in the hair a little bit. You can see how this stuff, how it lays. Without being bulky. That's the main goal here. This is all that surface cutting that we did in there. You can see how that builds up that shape. There. This little, you know, these little disconnects, I kind of like them to just spread and move out a little bit. Inspiration for that, definitely being a hairdresser, working for Paul Mitchell in 2000, 2004 to 2000, probably 8-ish. Takashi always had this kind of, that was always my taste. Like when I would see what he would do, it was always what I was drawn to. Robert Cromines, I would say, has this kind of like the disconnects and the, it's kind of fun. But yeah, just simple cut, but being able to go in, use that TriRazor. Let me go here. Oh, wrong one. Oh, I think that's a little shiny, that camera angle, but just being able to go in and manipulate the texture. And I just love like this shape, being able to put that in. That's what carving on the surface of the hair does. Because then when you want to pop this up, it's real easy. And then through here, you could have this a little bit weaker if you want to. I kind of like the strength of it right now. I'll go back to this. That's it. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Pretty simple cut. We've only been, how long have we been live here? An hour. It's not too bad. Matt, Ashley had such a great question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through your questions now and answer them. So if you guys have questions, type Q, put in your question. just put a Q before your question so I can see it, and then we're going to do our giveaway as well. So let me see here. Here we are. Thank you guys so much for hanging in with me here. Let me see, where's Ash? There it is. How does this technique hold up when hair grows out, like when they come back in for another haircut? So here's my favorite part about cutting hair this way. So if you think about it, we are constantly cutting in these precise shapes into hair, and I think that actually makes the grow out worse. If you don't do the detail work. So what happens is in school, we learn a certain way and we do that, but then we do this precision haircut, but then when the person comes back in, this is male cutting, female cutting, I see it all day long. They come back in the salon and they're bulky because we didn't go in and skinny it up and allow it. So this is gonna actually organically grow in pretty well. It'll really just be a longer version of what it is, as opposed to imagine if you have a really hard line, right, that sits pretty good now, but imagine that line an inch longer. What's it going to look like then? And I think that's what you have to think about when you're cutting hair. If this line that I'm cutting grows out an inch more by the time they come back, what is it going to look like? Would I actually cut that line an inch longer than it is? Or would I alter it if it was going to be an inch longer? Think about that. I'm actually becoming like a little more... like my focus now is that return. Because I think I try to break down like what is a successful stylist and what are they doing, what's making them some more successful than others. I think a lot of it has to do with relationship and all of that. But then the other part of it is how much does the client enjoy their hair, right? So if you think about if they enjoy their hair for 2 weeks, but then for 2 more months or a month and a half after that, they don't enjoy their hair anymore, well, then I think you've lost that client, right? So precision cutting is good, but I think there's another end of it where you need to customize it to fit them to work for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and get them to come back in before they don't like their hair anymore, right? So that's what I'm talking to my guests about now is, all right, so they're like, when should I come back? I usually, if I have a new customer, they're like, I usually come back in with 6 weeks. I'm like, all right, well, in 6 weeks, I'm recreating. In 4 weeks, we're maintaining, right? So think about it that way and think about, all right, what is the amount of time so I'm going to make this haircut great, and how long is that haircut going to last? And then that's what I'm going to tell them. Do you want to maintain it or do you want to recreate it? And recreating it maybe costs a little bit more, right? So think about it that way too. If they want you to maintain it, maybe it costs a little bit less. So there's different ways that you can go about it. So that way they're always having good hair, and then they're not hating what you did, 6 weeks later. Great question. All right, what else we got here? What is the best way to use the TriRazor with wet, or is it with wet or dry hair? Both. So here's one thing I'm going to tell you guys, and I don't have the other kind of razor to show you, but the TriRazor, obviously it has 3 blades in it, which would make sense, right? But these blades that are inside of it, let me go to this camera. So this blade that's inside of it is really firm, right? So that's another reason why it cuts dry hair so well. When you look at a blade that's in, like a scissor blade is really firm. But let me go back. So it's super firm, doesn't bend, so you're gonna get a much better cut on the hair. And then you put that into the TriRazor holder, tool, and it's going to make it even firmer because this locks down on top of it, right? And when that locks down on top of it, it holds it even tighter. But this blade is super sharp. It's sharper than a scissor blade. So if you had it in the hair here and you grab some hair and you go in to cut, like it cuts the hair just as easy as a dry cutting scissor or anything else. So and if you feel, again, if the texture of the hair has a little tug to it, just spray in a little bit of detangling spray. Nothing that has really a hold to it too much, but like this one, I'm really digging it. It refines, it detangles. It's great for like restyling, getting through your kids' tangly hair, all of that. So if you guys, are looking for something like that, then that's a good product to pick up. Does the cut still allow beach waves? Good question. I mean, you could do beach waves in this short of hair a little bit, but I would say I would do a longer cut if they wanted those beachy waves in there. This is pretty short. I don't want to mess it up too much because I still got to shoot the end of it. But yeah, I would go a little bit longer for beach waves. How hard to trim the cut if the guest wants it to look the same? It's easy, guys. So how many of you guys actually follow the lines of your last haircut? I mean, anytime I'm cutting hair, I'm not recreating it, but I'm looking at what they have currently, and then I'm like, all right, well, this is what I need to do. Or maybe I look at it and I'm like, well, I should have changed maybe a little bit on the sides or cut the back a little bit different. I'm always tweaking and shifting. I'm never cutting anything exactly the same because even if I put this haircut into her hair and she likes it so much, like this is the best haircut she's ever had, when she comes back in, it's going to be a different process to get that haircut back. It's not going to be the exact same process. So what I would do is go in and just feather into it and soften it. Again, if I'm maintaining it, it's very simple. I'm just taking it a little bit shorter, grabbing those pieces, doing it exactly the same that I did throughout it, but it's going to be in a shorter way, and I'm not following a line. I'm creating a shape. So anytime when I look at this haircut, this is me looking at a block of ice and carving in something, whatever it is. I don't know. I was trying to think of like that winter, like carving a sword into it or something, or a logo into ice. So it's sculpting. So you just look at the overall picture and you start carving into it to take it a little bit shorter. That's what I like so much about this type of haircutting, because it's customized to the person and it's never the same every time because you're constantly going to tweak it and change it. And your ice isn't going to be the same. Let's see. All right, cool. I think I got all your questions. If not, definitely make sure you post them in the comments. But I think I got everybody's questions here. I'm psyched that all of you guys made it on here today. Today was a low day in the numbers. I think there was some issues with our streaming software here, looking at the faces and all of that. And I really think Facebook's having an issue too. I'm just going to be honest. I think they need to step up their game a little bit. But there are a ton of amazing stylists on the app. You're so correct, Lynn. Shop FSE is where you get all of the tools. And so Ashley, that's a great topic. And Danielle will be discussing, curl patterns and all that. She knows it way better than I do. So we'll have that coming up on a Thursday class for sure. All right, sweet. Victoria, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, guys, if you want to pick up the TriRazor or any of the tools, go to Shop FSE. Also, make sure you go to minervabeauty.com. Actually, let me see if I can pull up there, see how good I can do this. Cancel that. Here it is. Let me go to minervabeauty.com. Is this working? Oh, look, I'm in the corner too. Awesome. So look at this. So if you go to minervabeauty.com, you can win this ring light. So you just hit enter now, and it's going to take you to this by 3:10, I believe. Yes, 3:10. You have to do the giveaway. All of this stuff is down in the entry box there. I'm going to talk about this again tomorrow, get more into it. But yeah, if you guys want to pick up or be part of this contest for the ring light, it's an LED ring light, super awesome. I don't know if you guys have any idea what a ring light does, but actually, let me show you. So I got a ton of like, lighting in this place, but I want to show you guys a little something here. Let me see. Can you guys still see me? Yep. All right, here. Going back. Plug this ring light. I got a ring light. That's what I'm showing you guys. Okay. So those of you guys that don't know what a ring light does, always constantly adding things into these classes. Bear with me here. All right. So here is post ring light, right? This is what I look like. And then all of a sudden, pop that on. Let me see. This might not be the best camera to do this, but you see I just get brighter and it showcases. So if there wasn't any lights in this room and you just had the ring light here, it makes, see how this makes everything flatter and different looking? So that's what a ring light does. So it's here. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, no. See? So if you want to win a ring light from Minerva, go to minervabeauty.com. All right, let me see if I can get this back. Back to this. And back to that. All right, here we go. All right. And that is that. Giveaway is not for Canada, Dell. I'm sorry about that. I don't control that stuff. But ring lights are super awesome. So if you don't have one, you should definitely pick one up. They sell them on Minerva Beauty, but they're also giving them away. All right, so let's do the TriRazor giveaway. Let me see. I'm going to swipe through everybody that said that they shared today, and we're going to do a giveaway. Let me see. Let's see. Who am I going to find? And here it is. Jessica Price. Liked and shared. I wish I could see your profile picture and then we could celebrate. I need to get some like celebration stuff. But Jessica Price, you win the TriRazor. All you got to do is email me, matt@freesaloneducation.com. I'll send you the code to order it. And that is it. So congratulations. We'll do more giveaways for sure. Thank you guys for that. All right. Let me see. I'm not going to do that song. All right, guys, cool. Make sure you go sign up for the Minerva Beauty contest. You can't win if you don't try. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's class with Brian. It'll be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's going to show you guys how to balayage with a root touch-up on. So we'll do a root touch-up, balayage. This is actually his result. Let me actually put this. You guys can kind of see it here. So here's his pre-done. So he's got it ready for tomorrow. So this is the look that he's going to be showing you guys. It's going to be super awesome. So make sure you join us tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Had a great time with you guys today. Can't wait for the next one. And I'll see you later. All right. Bye.